So we're going live now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's that proud Black woman again, and thank you so much for tuning in today. So what are we doing today? We're going to be talking about a totally different topic. Usually I come with, motivational. This is also motivational, but it's from a different perspective, and it is titled The Entrepreneurial Journey. All right. So I have nobody else but the best in the business that can talk to us about this. And her name is Joyce Adom. Welcome, Joyce Adom, with me.
Thank you.
So how are you doing? I see it's a beautiful day behind you there. Everything is like the sun is out and we're already in summer. I think to me, we're already in summer. So how has it been this week?
Yes, well, the week has been, sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's not, but today is extremely sunny. And I decided to come out, but it's
You're getting
really
some
hot.
vitamins, like some vitamin D, I guess. So,
Yeah.
everybody that is watching us, please leave a comment, say hi, say hello, rep your city, rep your town, wherever you're watching us from. If you're from Ghana, from Nigeria, from anywhere in Africa, if you're from the US, the UK, anywhere you're watching us from, please rep yourself in the comment section, because that's how I know, that's how I mark attendance of people that are actually attending these programs. All right. So I'm just going to introduce a little bit further our guest speaker today. As I said, today's topic is the entrepreneurial journey, and she's going to be speaking to us about entrepreneur because she's a CEO. So she's a CEO of Simply Go Natural Cosmetics, and Simply Go Natural Cosmetics makes organic plant-based hair and skin care products, to help the health conscious people have their healthier and effective natural alternatives. So welcome again, Joyce. And, a lot of people are switching because before now we all believe in, chemical products and all those things and products that have animal cruelty, but everybody's beginning to get more conscious about, taking care of your skin, applying natural products that doesn't have side effects. And I believe there's a huge market out there. People have just not known how to tap into it yet, but you have been able to do that. So I have a couple of your products here and I've been using them. Oh my God, they are fantastic. It's almost done. They're fantastic. I know that I saw you online and I was like, okay, my kids actually have sensitive skin. Let me try them. And they've been fantastic, right? So if people want to get your product, let's just start with that before we go into that, into the program itself. If people want to get your product, how would they be able to go about that?
So our products, we have them online at simplygonatural.com. I myself, I'm a natural hair educator. When I started, I took it upon myself to be a natural hair educator because there was no one where I was that was doing it. And when I went natural myself, the journey itself, the negative response I got from people, colleagues, friends, immediate family made me become an advocate for natural hair. So we sell online. Our products are online. We are in Sobeys in Canada. Right now we are in Halifax, and we're just going to Sobeys in March. We are in six stores in Halifax. We are rolling it out. So every month we'll be adding new stores, and it will be rolling like that till it goes national. So you can pick up in if you're in Halifax, you pick up in our six stores. You can find that information on our website or on my Instagram page or Facebook page. You can find the stores there, and then we have other local stores like the Tar Shop, Luminate in Halifax. Again, we started local. Our local community has been so supportive and has kept us so far. So we are concentrating on them, but online you can buy our product wherever you are. You can gain access. We ship with DHL internationally, locally, nationally we ship with Canada Post, so you can get our product wherever you are watching. So that's where I would say for me.
Yeah, thank you so much, because I am in Toronto and I was able to order and it came faster than I thought. And I was able also to get the free shipping because I ordered above $100. So I like free
Yeah,
shipping. Who doesn't,
yeah,
right? So thank you so
yes,
much for
we
giving
have
us.
free shipping. We have free shipping for orders over $97. You get it free wherever you are. You get it shipped to you free. So take advantage of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now going into my first question. When did you become an entrepreneur and what led to creating your own products?
So my entrepreneurship journey is so messy because I'm Ghanaian, and I moved to Sweden right after high school. So when I went to Sweden, I lived in Sweden for 10 years plus before I decided to move on to go study in the UK. So I remember my days when I was in, when I my new days in Sweden. Those who had been there before, because I was young and I have been trained, my education was quite important. So wherever I was going, my priority was my education. But when I got to Sweden, those who were there advised me, you are black in Sweden, you don't go far. Education don't take you anywhere. So find any job you can get. And those days, in those places, those days, the jobs were not that impressive. you know. So I was young and I had all these ambitions, of going abroad and all those fantasy or dreams. And I come to the place that I thought I would get all that. And this is what I met with the reality on the ground of the people that have been there. So that's I was young and I didn't really, I was that ambitious. Nothing stops me, but that thing never left me. It never left me. What it did was mold my way of thinking. So I realized that in Sweden, yes, there's so far I can go. So I started thinking, outside Sweden, what I could do. So eventually, when I got settled in Sweden, I got my education. Um, I had to learn Swedish there all over, learn Swedish so that I can integrate in the system. So this allowed me to understand the system, the people, how they behave, and everything. So when I realized that, okay, yeah, what they were saying is somehow true, I decided to move out. So I did university, first year university in Sweden, but then yeah, again the reality hit, so I had to move out. So I left Sweden to UK to study because um, I felt like there was more opportunity in the UK. I went there and did my studies. Well, I felt more comfortable in the UK. I felt like being home, everything, until I finished my education. And then when I was done, unfortunately, by the time I came out, it was 2019, my first degree. It was in accounting and business information technology. When I came out, I think 2019, 2018, no, sorry, 2000 2009, 2008, 2009, there was a recession in the UK. So by the time we came out, a lot of people had been laid off like about a year or two ahead of us. So the whole marketplace was saturated. So it wasn't the best environment for a fresh graduate. So anyway, fast forward, things weren't as I wanted. And I was around a group of our people, black people, my friends, because London, we have a lot of black people. So that's our friendship. And London is London. I love London. London, UK. Okay, so our friends, and we started the complaints. Everyone was complaining, the underemployment, So for me, I instead of being in the system, I continued and did my master's in human resources management. And I did that, finished my master's degree, came out, met the same thing. So, and the complaints became louder, and that got me thinking. When we meet, all we think about with how discriminated we were. Some people, they had to change their names to get jobs because the African names were affecting, and it was real because I was now in human resources, so I became even more exposed to realize, oh, this is real. So all these things going on, and just and experiences in Europe, you know, it's just day in, day out, the reality kept hitting. So we moved out of UK, and that was my husband that moved first. I got a job. I was working in the UK, but then my husband decided to come and see, because he had a friend here that was in the UK that moved to Canada, and he was doing well. So he was like, "You need to come and see. Canada is different. Canada is different. If you're educated, you should come to Canada." So he decided to come, and at that time, I had my son, and it was around that time too that the Black Lives Matter started. It was, I think, 2014, or even before I had my son, the first one, and there was like London riots. If anyone remember that, there was a riot going on, just like what happened last year in Europe, and that one started, and then just more awakening. So there was so much going on. So it's, as I said, it's messy. So it kept me thinking so many ways about Black people, our plight, why we are facing all this discrimination or racism, everything that was going on. Why? I kept asking myself that. But then I realized also, in terms of employment, we all started thinking, saying the best way about it was self-employment, business. At that time, I didn't really focus was not on entrepreneurship. It was more of business, because my mind, entrepreneur, I didn't even understand what entrepreneur was. So it was more of a business, and my background, I have been conditioned, or most of us have been, go to educate yourself, go to university, come out and work, not to self-employ yourself or use your skills or the experiences to build something, create something. So, but the all that was going on kept me thinking to create, to come up with something. So when I came to Canada, um, later on, six months along the line, after my husband, my son, we were having some issues with his health and all that. I couldn't cope on my own with him. The health issue was quite overwhelming, so I decided to join him because I couldn't handle it by myself. So I joined him, and so when I came to Canada, I know nobody, only my husband. I left all my background, all my friends, family, everyone I knew was in Europe or back home in Africa. And at that time, I had been in Europe for so long, I didn't really have much friends back home in Africa, but I had my families there. So when I came here, and I, I was more like completely cut off, you know. So and then the be on the Facebook, I was home with my son. The challenges, the Black Lives Matter. Then the movement had started picking up. Then it started then, and then on Facebook, all the information. So I started educating myself about Black history. So every month, Black History Month in North America is quite big. In Europe, it's not as big. So I did not know this part of us. So I started educating myself, took advantage, and educating myself about Black life, Black history. And then the awakening started coming. And then with that came the father, okay, this is real. I need to come up with something. I need to come up with something, business. So what came to mind? Okay, I took a trip to Ghana 2015, and then I bought a product in Ghana. And at that time, that product was, it was hair oil, and supposed to be natural. I bought it, I used it, I liked it. So 2 months later, I contacted the man that, okay, my business mind thinking, I'm like, okay, I think I want to start a business. So this man, he's let me talk to him. Then I could be a distributor for him here in Canada, because I was new, exploring opportunities. And he agreed. We were working together. 2, 3 months along the line, he changed his mind. He wasn't doing it anymore. So I had that time registered the company, everything was going on. I started developing product. making samples because I realized that he wasn't able to handle what I was asking him. It was beyond him. So I started making samples to cut down costs so that he can manufacture, because at that time, I'm a book person. I'm a office person. I am not a product maker. It didn't come to mind. But anyway, long story short, he bailed on me. I ended up making the product. It was a hit, and that's how I started.
Wow, what a story. That's awesome, because a lot of people, as you said, we don't really think about all those opportunities because, as you said, we're being conditioned that you go to school, you come out, you get a job. They make it seem like if you, once you're done with school, you're gonna become a millionaire. And then when we come out, the reality actually hits us that
Yeah.
it's not as they said it is. So a lot of times we have to come up with a lot of ideas on how to be on our own and how to survive, like even if it's just a side hustle. And I don't know how it obtains in Ghana, but in Nigeria, a lot of us has grown with that mindset of you must have a side business no matter how much you're making. And people would say something like, you can never become a billionaire taking salaries. And so a lot of us, I know, even my parents, my friends' parents, everybody that I knew growing up always had a side hustle apart from their jobs and everything. So it really hits home when you think about, you think you're coming abroad to get a better life and greener pastures, and then you get there and you're met with even greater stumbling block because of the color of your skin. And that's awesome, the way you started from the genesis of it all the way till now. It really hits home, and I know it makes a lot of people think that, wow, that's a journey. And that's really why we're doing this topic today, the entrepreneurial journey. So my second question is, can you tell us more about your business and your products and your customers that you target?
Well, at the moment, Simply Go Natural Cosmetics, the product is a health conscious, is health um, based, it's nutrition based, and everything about Simply Go Natural is about the health of our hair and our skin. Because from the background, you see, I didn't grow up. I left Ghana right after high school, and I learned some things in high school. My hair was natural in high school because I was in the boarding house. But I got into some practices that, with the skin, creams, and in the boarding house, it's girls, and we were young teenagers, and you get introduced to some things like skin lightening, and the culture at the time with all these skin lightening creams, and what I was exposed to, and later on when I realized the impact um of all these creams, because when in Europe, my experience exposed me to this. The product that you buy in Europe, they could be the same brand, let me use this brand, Fair and White. If anybody remember this, Fair and White, this is the cream I used to use, Fair and White. But the Fair and White, the blue one, I used to use the blue one and the pink one for my face. The pink jar for my face, the face cream. Those products in Europe, when you buy them, they don't have hydroquinone. But if you buy them in Africa, they do. These are some of the things that got me thinking. In Europe, it's banned. Those ingredients are not allowed to be sold. This is the reason why most of the time those products are not on the shelf. You have to ask for it to be given, because legally they are not allowed to sell them. But then Africans, Black people are targeted. The same went with our hair care product. Now, the hair care product, I became conscious of this through the documentary from Chris Rock, that documentary, Good Hair. The chemicals in them, they were so toxic, very, very toxic. And research has shown there's so much. They can affect how do you call it now, hormone, your hormone, how do you anyway. So they can cause a lot of problems, but they are not regulated because they are targeting black people, and no one cares as long as it's black people they are targeting. So they got to do whatever they wanted. They were not regulated, even though they weren't, it wasn't legal to do, to have those things. So these things got me thinking, which is the reason why when I came here and had opportunity, I took a course. When I came here, I had my second. I came with my son. My son, he was just about 18 months when we came, and then I had my daughter. So she was a baby, and then when I had her, I started having health issues, weight issues. It wasn't much of a health, but it was weight issue because the diet here was different from what I was used to. I started having health challenges, and I needed to find a way to deal with that. In Europe, I didn't have that challenge, so I had to educate myself. I took a course in nutrition. So the nutrition was for both for me, how to manage my weight, and for my children, because my son Ethan was having issues. He was young, and he was tasting. That age they taste everything, and he was tasting all the chemicals in my home. And at that time, I wasn't this health conscious, so all the things in my home were chemical based, and he was eating them and was causing problems. And he also had skin condition, eczema. So with eczema and everything that was going on, as I said, my own was a lot. It was a lot going on, so much going on at the same time. So I decided to go to take a health conscious approach. So I decided to replace all the chemicals in my home, as I educate myself, was in the product. So the product became that way, health conscious. At the time, I was still relaxing my hair because I couldn't get myself to really go natural. So by the time my product was launched, I was still relaxing my hair. But so the product came from a health perspective. Simply Go Natural. Simply Go Natural for your hair and your skin. Whether you relax your hair or you are natural, whether you are black or not. That is what Simply Go Natural Cosmetics is about. But then the natural hair journey came as I was on a healthy living journey. So I chose a healthy living lifestyle, and I had to somehow transition to natural hair because it wasn't healthy. I realized I knew it wasn't healthy with relaxing my hair, so I transitioned on the journey, and that one also I was forced into it. I was forced into it because my relaxed hair, while I was using natural product for it, it grew, but I had braids on, and the braid grew out, and it became weak. The relaxed part became weak, and it started. By the time I took the braids out, it was more like a transition stage, and the weakened part started breaking. So I decided to transition to natural hair. So that's the background of Simply Go Natural Cosmetics. We are for health conscious for your hair and your skin. If you want to take that bold step, I know it's not an easy step to take. It took me a long time to transition to this. It took me a long time, but we are here for you when you're ready. If you need information, I am here both for skin and for hair. And as you can see, I don't use any of those products anymore, and my skin is doing better than when I was using those products.
Thank you so much. Talking about the hydroquinone, I remember back in Nigeria, I think when I was still in university, they had said things about they're banning hydroquinone if it's higher than 2% because it causes cancer. And people will still go as far as Cotonou Republic to go buy. Just, I'm like, they're trying to save you from killing yourself, but still. So now I never saw it from the perspective of they're just trying to dump things on us because they don't care. And if you look at Canada, I'll use an example of like the what's it called? The repellent for mosquitoes or to kill mosquitoes and stuff like that. if you buy it here, you can spray it directly on, let's say you find a spider, you can spray directly and it won't die. But the one they sent to Nigeria, if you spray it in your house to kill mosquito, it will kill the one in your house, the one on your street, the one in the next street. It's that serious. So when I came here and during the summer, there's a lot of insects and I go buy, sometimes I keep changing. I'll buy red, buy this and that. It will still not work. And then when I ask them, say, oh yeah, it's regulated. So now trying to combine all of that from what you said, it makes sense. Once it's going out to the Black community, they don't really care. We'll put as much chemical as it's in there. But when it's here to be used for us, then we have to actually regulate it. So why are you regulating it here? But when you send it overseas to Africa, it's not being regulated. Thank you so much for bringing that to my mind, because I never really, joined those two together, and it's sad. So yeah, most of the time we have so many brilliant people, but because of the way we've been conditioned, to depend on others, we're not really using our ideas. We're not using those visions that we have. We're not using it to the fore. And then because we don't get the support that we need, we don't get those resources to be able to, grow our mindset, to be able to grow our business and our entrepreneurship. People just settle for less and then just go find a job and stay there. And that's how those dreams die with us. So thank you so much for, discussing your journey with us. And I believe a lot of people are learning from you as well. So do you manually create and package this product, or do you have like a production company now that you distribute to different stores and all? Is it that you have a company that does it for you and you give them the recipe, or do you actually manually produce it at home and package it?
Nope. I do everything myself because I realized from the experience of the person that was supposed to make the product from the beginning, I realized that there is an issue there, because when I was speaking to him, I asked him to declare all the ingredients, which in Canada we do and I do, but then he was uncomfortable with certain things. And while I started doing the product, I realized also I do not want I don't know who is producing it, the environment, wherever they're doing it, the ingredients, they might use less quality ingredient. I do not want that. I want to be full control. Also create job for the environment that I am in, create job for people, because as a Black person, we have issues already. I'm not giving out that job away when I created the formulas myself. I do not want to give it away. I do not want to. I do it myself. And when the time comes, I will create that environment to employ people to help me make the product. But for now, I do everything myself. And yeah,
It
everything is
must be
created
very
by
tedious, like
myself.
having to go through the production, the packaging,
It
to
is.
handle all of it as a sole proprietor. It must be a lot. So, are you looking to hire anytime soon, or you're still waiting to grow to a certain extent before you start hiring for help?
Right now I'm looking for students, let's say summer students that are local. There are some support out there that I'm trying to tap into. So I'm looking for summer students. I have production very soon in the pipeline. So I'm looking for summer students that will be able to do some temp work right now, and then in the future get more people to support, and also get a place, my own place, manufacturing place to do it, because right now I do it at home. Due to the pandemic, I do it in my house, but I have the space that I do that. I'm grateful for that. But I'm waiting for the opportunity where I will be able to get support, maybe get a loan. As things move on, I'm looking to expand, have my own space for the business to make the product and employ people. So yes, that's the
Thank you.
next stage.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So, what have been your strategies that you have employed, not only to survive as a business owner, but also to thrive as well? Because a lot of people are just doing it to survive in the meantime, let's just do this in the meantime. So, and there's a difference, there's a huge difference between surviving and thriving as a business. So what has been your strategies?
For me, I've always think ahead. I always think I'm creating a brand. I'm not doing a side hustle. I worked full time for 3 years because I started doing the business when I had while I was home with my babies, taking care of them. I started doing it. I created everything then, and then a year or so after, I had to go into full-time employment to support the business and my home. So I had to do that. So I did not take any loan, but I did work. It was not easy. I used different forms. I was out like a crazy person. I did everywhere because I was new in Canada. I knew nothing. In Europe, I understood my environment, but Canada was so different to me. But I was lucky. I didn't have to learn a new language. It was English. Unlike Sweden, that I had to start everything from scratch. Um, but so I had to use my own resources, which was my education, what I learned in school. I used it, I applied it. I also used the other education, which is Google University. I took advantage of online courses. Coursera was one of the courses, the places I took. That is where I learned. I took the course in nutrition, and I took a course in animal food, not food processing, but animal processing. And that's when I learned about even the meat we eat, the food we eat, the chemicals in them, the meat and all that. So I covered the food aspect from there, but then I realized that there was a gap when it comes to hair and skin. So that's why I took on that one too. So for the business, I use all the skills I already had. My neighbors are out. I used all the skills that I already had and then took on a new role of learning new skills. The gaps that I had. So I use all the time to do that. But then as an entrepreneur, a Black entrepreneur is another challenge. Uh, but anyway, I didn't let that one be a hindrance for me. I took advantage of the resources I had, and the one I did not have, I seeked for it and created my own resource. I created my own path because that was
That's
just it.
that's really fantastic because a lot of people would complain, and which their complaint is legit sometimes because or with some other people or some other races they have all of these resources available to them, whereas those of us that went to school, did the master's degree, did this, some people even has as much as a PhD. When it comes to applying for resources, applying for loans, they do not get it, and it's so systemic that you cannot pinpoint or prove whatever it is that is going on. You just know by yourself. So now looking at what you've said about you creating your own opportunities, creating your own resources, seeking for, those resources, I think that's a really huge and good strategy for a lot of people to, to imbibe, because at that point, if you don't know something, let's say, for example, I read law, all about me has been about law. I might think, what do I know about business? What do I know? How do I know, like, what strategy should I, employ to grow my business or to start a business? The truth is, as I said, Google University is there. Everything that you can think of on the surface of this earth, if you type it on Google, it will come out. But know how to, know which one is bad information and which one is good information. So it's good for us to develop ourselves, because at the end of the day, no opportunity, no knowledge is lost. Whatever you learn, at the end of the day, it will be useful to you at some point in your life. So let us all stop saying, oh, there's no resources. You can make resources for yourself. You can talk to other people that have been in that field, probably Black people that have been in the field. How have they been thriving? And I'm sure a lot of people out there that are willing to, share, their journey with you, share, give you, tips on how to run your own business. So that's really fantastic, strategy to use to develop yourself and your business and your brand as well. So now we talked a little bit, when you were talking, you mentioned a little bit about, being a Black entrepreneur and, all the things that people face, but you didn't let that, be a stumbling block for you. So as a Black entrepreneur, we are aware that there are several roadblocks when it comes to getting a loan, get big establishments to partner with you, investors, and even getting other races to trust your product. Because if you're a Black person and you're selling a product and you're selling to other races, they have this bias that it might not be good quality. So a lot of those things happen that we experience as Black people, as Black entrepreneurs. Did you experience any of these roadblocks?
Oof, I did and overdid. My first experience really was the shock of our people themselves not supporting you. And this is an example. I started going to the farmers market, and the farmers market I used to go, when I went to the farmers market, of course, farmers markets, a lot of Black people don't go there. In this environment, there isn't much Black people anyway. So the few that do come there, I'll tell you, 99% of the time, they will pass right by me. They will not stop at my table, while other rates will stop and just look. Oh, what do you have? They are, just to try. But my own people will walk right past me. Now that was 5 years ago. Things have changed. Things have changed. A lot of us. Wow. Today, this place is usually very quiet, but today, okay. So stay with me. So the journey was a shock in both ways, you know, and then the credibility is a problem, became a problem. But I have to say, in my entrepreneur journey with my product, my community where I am, the non-Black community has been very supportive. My Black community too are warming up now, but those who were close to me have been supporting me. Right now, I feel like a lot has changed in 1 year. I say this because resources wise, I struggled. I was everywhere. I would go to all the organizations, all these trade organizations. I would go for all their networking events. I had all their contacts. I had I signed up for their email. Never did I get once any resource from them. No support. I remember when I went for one of the organization, I do not want to mention their name, for women entrepreneurs, women in business, and I went for their networking engagement. I paid for the membership. Oops. I paid for the membership. Went for the program. I remember it was me and a good friend of mine, the two of us that were Black there. I never settled for there again. Why? I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like, no, this is not a place for me. There was no provision for me. I felt like an alien. I wanted to jump out of my own skin. Never settle for back there again. There was no provisions made for us. There was no room. So even if you go there, you feel out of place. You do not want to be there. You feel like, no. So I went back to hustling my own way. I hustled. I still did not give up. I will still go for any event, any Black event, any opportunity that I get. I went for my market. The locals, they, as I said, supported me. Those who did, and I'm so grateful for them. They kept me in business. They kept me going. But until last year, with the Black Lives Matter, that George Floyd's death, that was when everything turned around.
Yeah, we'll talk about that George Floyd pretty soon because that's a huge deal as well. And I think of him as a martyr, but I'll just leave that until I get to the question. But yeah, that's true. A lot of times, especially because you're having you produce natural products, a lot of locals now are actually learning the importance of shea butter, of coconut oil, of things that they never were exposed to, but we have always used back in the day. And I remember growing up when my parents talk about coconut butter and shea butter, I look at it as you must be the poorest of the poor to cream your body with shea butter. Because at then it's something that you go to the market and you see it like in cubes and wrapped up in like some bag and stuff. It was like looking disgusting. But now we are
Yep.
beginning to see that those things that we took for granted is the best of the best. And I think
Yep.
those other people from other races have begun to see that. And it's better. I like the way that you tapped into it and the way you never relented and you kept putting your voice out there. And now they can see the importance. And I believe from here onwards, it's just going to be continuous elevation for you. So for those of you just joining us, we're talking about the topic, the entrepreneurial journey. And my guest today is Joyce Adom. And she's the CEO of Simply Go Natural. She has really fantastic products. As you can see, these are my products. Like, I don't joke with my products. All of it. In fact, you can see this one is almost done. Like, I have a whole bunch of them, and they're all really good. Coconut, they're good for your hair, they're good for your skin. Like, see, mine is almost done. So please, if you want to purchase any of our products, you can go on our website. I think it's simplygonatural.com, right? Simplygonatural.com, and go see all the things she has there for your kids, for sensitive skin. If you just want to go natural, those are really fantastic products that you could take advantage of. And no matter where you are, all over the world, they would ship it to you. If you are buying above $97, you get free shipping. One thing I forgot to talk about that I took advantage of was, I think every once in a while you get a discount code. I remember I used the one for Mother's Day, and it got me, I think, was it 15% off? So that was fantastic. So you guys, you never know. Keep an eye out. If you get those discounts, you can also take advantage of it
Sign
and
up.
get free shipping, right? And then sign up as well. All right. So I'm just gonna go to the next question. So, I said we're going to talk about George Floyd. So this is it. Let's talk a little bit about George Floyd's death. A couple of companies and some governments came up with different resources to support Black-owned business in the ways that we've never seen before. What are the support and resources available out there that entrepreneurs can take advantage of to grow their business? Because I know you've been talking about the resources that have come out in the last 1 year. What are some of those resources that we can take advantage of as entrepreneurs?
First of all, I would like to say, if you're an entrepreneur or aspiring to be an entrepreneur, I have more like, I have a page, Instagram page, that I created last year, I think around October, after I realized that we are getting support. Support was coming, but it was not coming out. It wasn't reaching us. So I created the page, Black Business Network Canada, or Black Business Network.ca on Instagram. I do have a group as well, but it's a private group on WhatsApp, where I share resources that I get. Now, the fact that I had been networking for so long, I had for so long, so I was on most of all these organizations' email list. So when the resources started coming through, I got them. I got the emails, and I had loads of them because I signed up looking for help. And I never got it in 4 years. I never got any help. What I did get in the last 1 year, when they decided to actually prioritize, make room due to George Floyd's death, I got so much help. I got trade organization reaching out to me. Every program that I applied, I got help. I got accepted. So I got help from mentorship, mastermind programs. I've not had any accelerator program yet. I got help from Volta. I got help from Center for Women in Business. I got help uh, um, uh, from Halifax Partnership. Halifax Partnership has been very helpful, linking me with resources. I got help from uh, Digital Mainstream. Mainstream. So all these organizations, there's a lot more. There's a lot more. BBI. Um, you will be surprised. BBI, I never got help from them until uh, last year. And I think it's not BBI's fault. It's because of the same thing that the resources that were given to them, I think, were restricted. So all these organizations started helping. So you need to put yourself out there. Go sign up. You can follow me on if you follow me on my Simply Go Natural Cosmetics, you can send me an email or a message, direct message on wherever you find my information. And if you want to be part of our group, I will add you. Okay, so there are so many of these organizations, Black organizations have come up. Another one is Face, the Face one that the loan that was launched recently. Now, I have not applied for I have not applied yet. I've never gotten any loan in my 5 years of business. Everything that I put into my business was my own sweat from my own working days. I worked in an office full time. I did business weekends. I went for events, marketed my product, sold my product to support, to reinvest in the business. I only went full time last year during the pandemic. And you know how the pandemic was when everything was shut down. And my own business was actually at risk of, closing down as well. But uh, thanks to the support I got from the community, my friends that were not Black were reaching out. They were supporting. All of a sudden, I became visible. I've been there all this while. People started paying more attention. Black people started supporting each other, and non-Black started supporting Black people. The Buy Black movement it made Black entrepreneurs visible. Until then, until this time, remember, I've been in business. I've been doing this for 5 years or for 4 years before this the George Floyd death. So his death has been so instrumental in helping Black people be supported and Black people talking. And we've been talking all this while, but no one was hearing us. No one was hearing our voice. But thanks to this, people were actually listening. You remember when he died, they had this blackout. People were actually listening. And I felt like the organizations I've been with, all these organizations are actually listening now. So this is the time for Black entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs. This is the time to rise. If you are not into entrepreneur, this is the time to test it out. There are resources out there, a lot of it, aimed at Black people. Take advantage of it now and use it. That's it.
Exactly, exactly. So I just want to put your Instagram page on the screen. Is it Simply Go Natural Cosmetics? Is that the handle
Yes,
for your Instagram?
yes.
All right. So I'm going to
Simply
put
go
that on
natural
the
cosmetics.
screen now so that you guys can go connect with her, and just take advantage because I you just added me to the group as well, to your support group, and I see how much work you put into it. I'm like, when do you sleep? Because sometimes even when I see the message come in with all those resources, I'm like, how did this woman do it? How do you, like, when do you have time to even sleep? Because it's not easy, managing social media, managing your own business, doing your own production, packaging, and then still trying to support other people in business. That's a huge thing that you're doing, and that's a really great thing. And I believe that if you've had that same support coming up 5 years
Yes,
ago, probably you would be a whole lot far further than where you are now. And
yes,
I love that you thought about that okay, when I was there, I didn't get the support. But I don't want people coming after me not to have support, not to go through the same thing that I had to go through. So now you're putting yourself out there and helping others. So if you want to connect with her, let me put it back on the screen. Simply go Natural Cosmetics on Instagram. Please go connect with her, and then she can link you up with other support pages that she's managing as well. Right? Okay, so as I said about George Floyd, I believe, it's sad that he died in such a gruesome manner, but to me, I believe he's a martyr, because after his death, there's so many Black people that have died for so long, for years and years. But with him, it became a revolution that it started. And then I think we have also the pandemic to kind of thank as well. And people have been able to sit down. They have more time to spend on their phones, to spend on internet, to, to see all those things. And people are beginning to document, when these things happen, they take videos, they post it online. So there's no way you can deny it. So I think that was like an awakening for the companies, for the government, and they've decided to put these resources out there. Is it genuine? We don't really care, but the resources are coming more than it has ever been in the past. So take advantage of it. That's really important that we do. So, which takes me to my next question. As a startup business, we all know there are ups and downs, and probably for the first few months, no profit, because all the money you've invested, you still have to get all of that back before you start, getting profits. How was the journey for you, and how long before you were able to make, reasonable profit?
For me, it was more of a brand. I was building a brand with no other support, no financial support from anywhere. And I took my time because I'm the kind of person that detail, anything I'm passionate about, I pay attention to detail. If I want to do something, I do it well. I'm a Christian. I know from my Bible that the Bible said, whatever your hand finds, do it well. So I pay attention, and I use that time to develop the product. I went to all this market to get it's more of a market research for me to get feedback. And I tweaked the product as long as I went along. So profit was not um, my priority at that time. I knew that when at the right time, things will materialize, and the right time was this year. 5 years it took me. It's this year that I got into Sobeys, got that level of that exposure, because all this year I've been working. Things have been. I start health getting the way. I slow down, business slows down, but then I still stayed. I did not give up. So it's only this year, thanks to actually started last year, the last quarter, when the movement took off and people started supporting, and we got more. I got more support. That is when things started going up. Last year was really tough. This year started with a lot of insecurity, as we all know. But thanks to because I was able to get into Sobeys, Sobeys has given me the leverage. Now this year will be the year for the first time that I make a profit.
That's fantastic, because I think entrepreneurship and being in a business, especially as a sole proprietor, needs patience, and a lot of it, like a truckload of it, if you might say. So, and you see, for you, you said it took you 5 years, but you were patient, you kept working at it. A lot of people go into business with the wrong mindset. They want to start making money like right away, like you blink at your eye, bags of money are appearing in front of you. And when they go in with that mindset, if they witness like a little bit of struggle, they leave everything, close shop, and that's it. So sometimes going into business, you have to think about plan B, plan C, plan all the way to Z. That if this business does not take off right now, what will I do? What will I use to survive? Because a lot of times we go into business because we need this dough, we need this money, right? So at the end of the day, you have to think, if you have a job, maybe, as you said, you don't leave your job yet, so that you can at least still be getting some income. If you're eligible to EI, and you're thinking you have to do your feasibility study and see how many years will it take me? How much will I take? Do I need investors? Do I need to pitch, my business elevator speech to somebody? All those things you have to think and prepare ahead of time. so that when a little bit of struggle comes, for example, the pandemic, nobody saw it coming, right? And it crippled a lot of business, huge business. It's so funny that you are a sole proprietor. You have your little thing that you're doing and it's kept growing. But see, you're still here standing. And places like Chuck E. Cheese that makes billions of dollars every single year, within the first 3 months, they folded up. A lot of big companies close shop, right? And imagine that. So a lot of times you have to just be steadfast with what you're doing. You have to be diligent. You have to keep putting work. You have to be, very patient. Patience is key. And then at some point it would pay off, and the resources, and which leads me to my next question, which how important is information and networking for a business, for an entrepreneur? Because that's really important. If you're not informed, if you're not networking, then you might find yourself in a pickle. So how important is networking, and as also not just people in general, for you as well?
It's extremely important. If you're in business, I realized in the business, the first 3 years, I was more on creating the product, perfecting the product and all that. But then when I started getting training, I realized that the product being there on itself will not sell itself. You need to be able to sell it. You need network. Now, if I did not place myself when I was doing all this networking event, I was all over the place. I went to even in Sweden. I went back to Sweden with a product. I went to the UK for an expo. I went to London 2018 for an expo. I put myself out there everywhere that I could. I went every event that I could. I went. Sometimes I had young children. My children were very young, and it was very difficult. But I had to put myself out there because I knew if I did not do that, right now, when the resources are available, I was already set up. So I got informed. So networking is extremely important. I repeat, you need to put yourself out there. Don't concentrate just on your product. You need to network each any way possible through friends, colleagues, be in an being my business place when I was working, not my business, my employment place was one of the useful networking for me. I sampled my product there. I gave up samples, a lot of samples at my workplace. For the 3 years that I worked there, they knew about my product. You have to take advantage of every opportunity. Don't mess up your workplace. If you are working, use it as a networking place to transition into your business. Don't mess it up. If anyone tells you quit your job when you are not ready, be careful. If you are black, you don't have the resources, don't quit your job until you've laid down all the logistics. Put yourself out there. Put yourself on all these organizations, their email list. Events. Now we have virtual events. Put your name out there on their email list. Get on those networking. It's the only way you can get all these resources or sell yourself and be out there, because your product can stay in your house, in your home, on your website. And I tell you, even my website is not will not bring it that much unless I market it. Marketing is very important, and you do it through networking. Thank you.
That is true. That is true. And one thing I would like to add is you have to come out of your comfort zone. A lot of people, they pitch their market to me, and I say, oh, what's your Instagram page, or what's your website or whatever. They say, I don't really like social media and stuff. I'm like, really? You finish selling your product, because people will just come to your house and pick it up. It's funny because we know, like, before I also started this channel in the pandemic after George Floyd's death and all of that. I never liked putting myself online. In fact, I've had other channels that I would just put video once or twice, and I would not put my face because I don't want my face on the internet and stuff. And I started because I just felt like there was the need that if I don't say something, like, nobody's going to say anything. We keep waiting for that, knight in the shiny armor to come save us all, or to come help us. If we all be quiet, we will continue to be this way for the rest of our life. So we all have to come out of that, comfort zone and put yourself out there. And that's how people will see your confidence in you and believe, well, if this person is this confident, then whatever they are selling must be really good. So you have to take yourself out of your comfort zone. And the more you do it, the more confident you get. The first time I was on camera, I don't even know what I was saying because I kept editing and editing. You will see if you go through my old videos, are like a lot of edit, like choppy. But I feel like every other video that I put out there, I get a little bit more better. I get a little bit more confident. And when it comes to time that, let's say I want to get a job or I want to, approach a brand to be like an ambassador or whatever, I believe that all those skills that I've learned, because either you like it or not, this is a skill I'm learning, advocacy skill, talking, being confident, and all of that. When I'm able to approach somebody for a business, I'll be so confident about what I've done. And I'll be so confident to speak that I might end up getting that gig. So at the end of the day, you can stay home and expect somebody else to do it for you. You have to be there. You have to put your face to your brand. And I believe that works a lot and that would take you places. So be confident in what you do. If you're just joining us, rep your city, rep your country. Where are you watching us from? Let us know and give us a huge thumbs up. If you haven't thumbs up yet, I'm looking at you right now. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And what are we talking about today? We're talking about the entrepreneurial journey. My guest today is Joyce Adom, the CEO of Simply Go Natural. For you to support, for you to be able to, go take advantage of this brand, please, I would be posting the website right now. Yeah, Simply Go Natural. I will be posting the website now on the screen. Go support, go check out their products. You will be happy for it. Because as I said, I have mine already. Already. So, and I've been enjoying every bit of it. So please, guys, go support. And also, if you want to connect with her, as I said, you can go on Instagram at Simply Go Natural Cosmetics and connect with her. If you're an entrepreneur, she could share one thing or two with you. So that's really how we support one another. Let everybody go support. If you don't need the cream, you can buy it as gift for other people, or you can leave you can refer to other people. There's so many children that we're giving birth to nowadays. I don't know what is it. They all have eczema. I don't understand it. So in those situations, when you go, you see that they only have like chemical products there. These are natural products that you can actually reach out to her, try the product, and give your reviews. Okay, review is very important for small businesses, because when people go to buy stuff, just like I go on Amazon, I want to see the most highly reviewed so that I can purchase for them. So don't just buy, also review. Give a link. The longer the better. The review. Let be very detailed in your review so that other people can take advantage as well. Because these are really good products that we all know, tested and trusted from back home. Like, who doesn't like shea butter? Who doesn't like coconut oil, right? So please go and support. So my
I
next
have one more
question.
to add.
Okay.
I want people to know that if you relax your hair and you want to use natural product, we have product for you. You can get the purple line, the coconut pride line. Um, that one, if you relax your hair, you can get that line. The whole line is okay. Any product from that line, or go get the whole set if you relax your hair. Thank you.
So now my next one is something more exciting, right? Talking about Sobeys. I've been seeing Sobeys on all your Instagram page because I follow you and I always like some photos. How has it been, like, having to get your brand on the shelf, I think in Halifax, and, that's a huge, it's a very huge thing that you've done. And I want to say congratulations for that. And,
Thank you.
do you mind sharing a brief, of the success story, how you were able to get into Sobeys? Can you give us a little bit of your success story?
Well, getting into Sobeys, I wish it was more straightforward. Some will be like, "Oh, okay, the organization." Anyway, so I got into Sobeys through one of my networking events. Um, there was a program at Volta. If you're in Halifax, you're in business. I told you these organizations you need to sign up. So no, it wasn't Volta, and in partnership with Halifax Partnership. Now, Halifax partnership, my husband knows someone there, and that person sent an email to me, connected me and said, "Oh, Halifax partnership is having they were having, what was it now? A pitch competition, which was run by Volta. So they were doing in partnership, and at that time, I had I was having health challenges. So much was going on. I was extremely tired. I remember that particular weekend. I was still working. My babies were still young, and then my husband sent me that information. I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired, and all this networking. I don't know what I've gained from them anyway. But then I dressed up and went. I wasn't part of those pitch competitors. I wasn't part of it. I didn't even know there was such for me to apply. But I was invited to come and see how it's done, and I went. So when I went for the event, after the event, during the networking, Sobeys was there because they were pitching to Sobeys. I don't even remember any other organization. I only remember Sobeys. So the district, the one in charge of the whole Atlantic Canada, he was there. He was one of the judges. So after the whole event, the person that won, there was a girl that was pitching, and she was selling natural hair product. Not she wasn't selling the product, but she was selling she was pitching to sell not hair product, because in Atlantic Canada they didn't have products for black hair. So she was pitching. So that kind of created a platform for me. So after the whole event, I went straight to the man and I told him, well, I make those products myself. I make products for black hair myself. So I pitched to him on a one-on-one, and he gave me his card. With that's how the journey started. That was in 2019, 2019. And since then, it's been a whole process, a whole lot went on. So registering, getting the product up to the standard of Sobeys. Luckily for me, when they accessed my product, they came to my home here. They looked at all my product and they told me, your product are ready to go. There's nothing need to be done. All I needed was the logo. Everything was ready. They didn't have to tell me to change anything. All they said is you needed a barcode. That was a challenge. So that was the
That's
challenge from
that's
2019 till 2021. So you can see just that barcode.
that's fantastic, and I'm so excited for you. And I believe that's a great platform to have your products on. And soon you might end up, the more the better it does, you might end up becoming a Sobeys regular throughout the entire Canada and beyond, right? So that's really
That's the goal.
fantastic, and I'm so excited for you on that success. Is a huge success, and I'm happy to be interview you now, so that when you become like a trillionaire, you can remember me in your kingdom.
We will be there. We will be there. We will get there.
Yeah, so I'm so excited for you, and I believe a lot of people are learning a thing or two about how to milk your resources. Every single resources that come available, milk it to the bone. So, and then be patient. We talked about that. Be patient and put yourself out there. Be ready with your. I was one of my speakers before said, always be ready with your elevator speech, where you have like a 1 to 2 minutes. That, let's say you get in the elevator with Bill Gates. Within that elevator ride, how much can you say about your product that you can use to sell your product or sell your brand, that will make them want to meet you again a second time and discuss further? So have that elevator speech, and continue to work on yourself, continue to work on your product. As Joyce had said, when they came, they didn't have any problem, because you've already educated yourself on how to make sure that everything, the label is right, the packaging is right, everything about the nutritional value, everything is on point. So at that point, when they come, they say, well, this is somebody that is ready to do business. And they're like, okay, all you need is a barcode. And even though that was a challenge, you still got where you needed to go. And thank God now you have your products on the shelves and nothing can stop you from here onwards. So now, which brings me to my next question: distributorship. What do you think? What are your thoughts about, product distributorship? And will you consider having distributors for your products? So if somebody has like a store somewhere, or they want to take your product and they sell it for a profit, are you looking into that, or what are your thoughts about that?
I do that. I mean, I have smaller stores that carry my product. At this point, um, I used to do like Mary Kay. I used to be a Mary Kay consultant. So I do like a Mary Kay model, but I need to know your background, because I do not want fake product flooding the market, or things, issues. So I try to do things more professional and the right way. So anyone, if you have a store, if like people that makes hair at home, if you have a salon, that is a great environment. If you have a store that you have health aspect of it, that you incorporate that, I love those kind of stores, because that is the image I want to portray. That is what I want to motivate people to make healthy choices for their hair and skin. So I place my product in those environments to motivate people, and for people that are ready to find them. Um, so even distribute, if you, wherever you are, if you are interested in my product, if you want to send me an email or give me a call, we will have a chat, and we will talk about what your background, what you're doing, just to make sure that you are the environment is a good match. Because you could take my product, and I've had that. There are stores that have taken my product before I got to Sobeys. There are other stores that took my product, it didn't do well, because their clientele, the people that goes there, or the price point, what people look, it's not the same, so it doesn't do well. And it didn't. Some of them stayed there for one whole year. I just gave it to them. I didn't take the product back. I sent product to Nigeria in those days when I was starting. I sent product to Nigeria. I didn't sell it. I didn't sell the thing, because I didn't know the. So I am very careful now. I just don't put it out there. I need to speak to you and know your clientele to make sure that it's a match. But please do reach out to me if you are interested, and we can have a chat.
That's really important. I asked that because I have a friend that does something similar to what you do. She's on Instagram as well, and she started about 3 years ago from her formulating something that would be good for her daughter's hair, and she has been able to do that, and she has now distributors every day. When I go online, she's having more distributors from Ghana, from Cotonou Republic, from this, from that, and like she would sell to you like in bulk, and then but you have to follow a certain guideline. Like, this is the price point. You can't sell above or below, because I want everybody to have equal thing. And then she's like,
I do wholesale. Everyone get wholesale, and whatever you sell, it is your business. But I usually, at this point, there's a point I do not want the price to drop. But if you want to go higher, it's fine. But I do a flat rate for wholesale price, and you do the markup.
So that's the thing. So because some people are very desperate, they want to say they don't believe in what they carry, they don't believe in what they have, and so when they have a little bit of struggle, they beat down the price, and then that in turn ruins your own business as the owner, because they didn't have to go through anything, they didn't have to pay for the labor or whatever, they just bought the product. Let's say, for example, they bought it $20, and they'd be like, you know what, so that I can sell it, I'll just sell it for $21, right? And then when people are getting the $21, they come back and say, well, why is this person now selling for 25? Sometimes that's a fear for people, that I don't want people to ruin my business for me. So that's the thing. But I'm only asking because there's so many people that also cannot go into becoming a full entrepreneur like you are, but they're looking for products that they can invest in and use that to make it as their own side hustle. So if you're one of those people, you want to be able to, you have friends, you have people that actually need those products, you can also make some side income from there. Reach out to her. As she said, she wants her brand to remain in a certain standard. So don't take it to her. If you come and you guys can't work together, but it's something that you could try out. So both of you have to, agree with one another to be able to, be in business together. So please reach out to her, as I said, and find out how you can work together, and everybody can make money and be happy, right? So now, what would your advice be for startup entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, especially in this day and time, this market right now? What would your advice be for them?
My advice is that if you are starting up right now in Canada, I don't know about anywhere else, in Canada, there are resources that you can tap into. If you are home even if your business is not registered, as I said, there are startup programs that can help you develop all the other things that will help you thrive. If you are not, you've not started, follow people like maybe me. If you want to get inspiration, there are so many people of us now that are speaking out. Find a mentor. You might not even want to reach out to them. Follow them. See what they are doing. That could trigger you to or motivate you to come up with your own. Don't be a copycat. Don't copy people exactly. Be your own. You can get inspired by people, but let your own creativity run. Okay? Be creative. Go from within. What do you like? What do you like to do? What do you love doing? Use that to start if you want to go into entrepreneurship. Learn from people. Don't copy people exactly what they're doing, but you can start from somewhere, learn what they're doing, and modernize it to suit you. Follow these organizations, get on their email list, get trained. Resources are there. Again, if you want to start somewhere, you can start with me. There are resources out there to help you. If you're not in Canada, anywhere else you are listening to me, YouTube is there. You can learn things. There are free webinars that you can learn things. You can start. Places like what do you call it? Coursera is one of them. Coursera now charge. Udemy is there. There's so many online resources out there to help you to bridge the gap. Your skills. Social media is very important. Get on top of it. Get comfortable with social media. If you are not confident in any way, get the skills to bridge that gap. Be on top of it. There are so many resources out there. You have no excuse. We have to motivate ourselves. Motivate yourself. Don't look for someone to be motivated. It's good to follow people now. People like me are there. People like Fikemi, forgive me. You are there. There's so many of us now that are stepping up. Representation matter. The reason why I'm doing this is for that reason. The reason why you are doing this is for that reason. Representation matter, and we are representing. Reach out to people if you have information, if you have questions, but do your homework. Be self-reliant. Reach out when it's needed. Okay? Don't feel like, oh, okay, I want to do everything myself. Sometimes you need to reach out, get information, connect with people, like-minded people, connect with them, okay? And then get linked up with the right people, okay? Use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. Mindset is everything. Your mindset is everything. Get the right mindset by associating with yourself with the right people, with the right mindset, and you'll be fine. That's what I
Wow,
have to say.
that's a whole lot of things that I feel like you just hit the nail right on the head, because there's so many things that people need to, work on themselves. Don't, as you said, be self-reliant. Okay, I have this platform and I'm, attending to as many people as reach out to me, but you can't expect me to do everything for you, because at the end of the day, I have my own
Okay.
life, I have my
Yeah.
own job, I have other things, and you're not the only one reaching out. So of course I would have something that I say, okay, you can do this, you can do that, you can go to this website. But some people be like, why do I have to go? You just tell me what it is. My time is
Yes.
money too. My time,
Yeah.
because if I keep spending 3 hours on each person explaining the nitty gritty of everything, when am I going to make it myself? Do you get it? So at the end of the day, if I can point you to these resources, this is the website you can go read up. This is People are so lazy, they don't want to read anything. They want you to walk them through it step by step. Well, it is not possible for everybody, or for we to be able to do that for everybody. But whatever we can do, take it and run with it and make a thing out of it. Another thing that you said that really made sense is copycat. Don't be a copycat, because at the end of the day, you're not going to go far. First of all, you would ruin the other person's business, which is, out of courtesy. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't ruin other people's business. And second thing is, that was original. Come up with your own original, because if you don't, and let's say you copied whatever the ingredient the person is using, you're going to be stagnant. You're going to be stagnated at some point, because then you can't be innovative. You can't create more formulas. You can't create anything more. So at some point, everything just shuts down. So use them as inspiration, as you have said. Use them as inspiration, and then come up with your own. You'll be surprised. You might even be more successful than that person that you were looking at, that you were admiring. So it's really important, because I find out that with Africans, okay, don't let me generalize Africans, but with Nigerians, we have this problem of somebody opens an hotel next door. The next 2 months, the entire street is filled with hotels. Like everybody wants to do the same business. And then everybody runs down also together, because you only have a couple of people. How many people are on the street? You have 10 houses on the street, 5 is hotels. Where are you going to get your customers from? So we have that tendency to be like, oh, this person is making money. Let me run into exactly what they're doing. And then everybody just get, run down together, as I said. So please be creative, be original. Think about what you can do. Take inspiration from every other people. You don't have to contact them. Just follow them and, take inspiration and apply to your own business. At the same time, be patient. This cannot be overemphasized. Be patient, network, and find resources wherever you can. Apply it to yourself. So now, where do you see Simply Go Natural in the next 10 years?
Oh boy, the next 10 years, we see Simply Go Natural being a household name brand for the whole Canada for healthy, natural hair and skincare products. That's 100%. We see that, and then yeah, in Africa, we are looking at once we conquer this place, we're going to North America, though. We're going to the US. Next, immediately we are going to the US, and then Africa will come. We'll go to Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa is one of our targets. So, and Africa. So this is what we are looking at. And so you should watch out for our brand uh, wherever you are. In the meantime, right now you can access our product wherever you are. If you need it, you can get it. But this is how we are rolling it out. Canada is our main priority right now. Canada wide, you will be able to get our product in all service in Canada. We are targeting other big retail stores as well. So in the whole Atlantic Canada, we are working on it. This year we are working on it. Next year we are going national. So watch out for us.
Great. I'm so excited. So now, for my final question, which I ask everybody that comes on my show, looking back at your trajectory, looking back at, everything that you've done in the past 5 years leading up to this point, is there anything that you would have loved to change if you had like a time machine to go back in time? Is there anything that you would have changed?
Yes, the only thing I would have changed, um, come to think about it, I would have my attitude towards networking. I was networking, but I think, come to think about it, it's more of the fact that I didn't feel welcomed in those networking, in those environments. So once I put my head there, I just ran out. So I would have pushed more, but I'm not sure if I would have met with the same grace as I'm being met now. Because yeah, that is one of the only thing that I feel like networking. I didn't do enough, even though I was everywhere. I feel like maybe I could have done more, but on the second thought, it could have been that I was doing enough, and it's just that the environment was not welcoming enough to work to incorporate me. So networking, yes, if that's the only thing I would done. Let me see. No, that's it. Networking.
Yeah, that I think for me too. I only started networking when I started my channel, and that was just, I feel like, as I said, the pandemic has been a huge reason for this, because everything is virtual, and now you can be here and be attending a program or an event in the UK. You can be here in your sitting room in your office and be attending. So all those barricades of, time,
Mm,
distance, everything has been breached by the pandemic, because everything now has gone online. So it's easier for me to even be at work and just pop up my earphones and just be watching a Zoom call while I'm doing my work. So a lot of those things have been able to, a lot of us has been able to connect more. So,
mm,
and then a lot of things are now free. Like all networking events are free because it's just
exactly.
virtual and it's free. Before, you be thinking, wow, where am I going to find a babysitter to keep my kids before I can travel all the way to Nova Scotia to attend an event that I have to pay a lot of money for, and then travel and pay. So all of those has been removed. All those barriers has been removed. And so I've been able to network more. And I feel like I've grown so much between July last year and now. So it's fantastic. Networking is very important. So continue to network, as I said, put your face to your brand so that people can be able to, learn your story. And, a lot of people like stories when it comes to your brand, how you started, how you were able to pull through, how all the strategies you use, and that connects them with your product. Like when they're using, they can feel that, and it will connect them. And this is the things that I know as Black people, we're a little proud, right? We just want to seem like Superman, Superwoman, that I just clicked my fingers and my products appeared. But if you notice that with white people, they put their emotions when they tell you the story. You'll be wondering, why are you crying because you made a hair product? Because they will be so emotional, describing what the pain they went through before they were able to put this together and all of that. And people will pity them and feel so, oh my God, she must have been through a lot. And then they will invest, but we will go there like James Bond and say, oh, yeah, by the way, you would just put on, you put all the struggles aside and just talk about how you made it. So people are not connecting with you. So we have to be able to, use those strategies as well. Tell a story. Let your brand tell a story so that when people can connect with you based on that story. And I don't see why not we can use that strategy as well, because money is important, as I said, and please continue to network. So it's been a fun session. That was my last question for the day. It's been a very fun session, and I hope a lot of people learned a thing or two. I know people will be reaching out to you. And for those of you that are wondering if this is recorded, of course it is recorded. You can use the same link. You can click on the same link and watch and share with your friends and family. And don't forget, go, even if you don't want anything for yourself right now, you have a product you're using and you're good with it, you can also use it as a gift. People are having birthdays, people are getting married, people are giving birth to children, things are happening, there's a lot of events going on. You can package this and use it as a present for other people. Also, you can refer people. That's a way to help other businesses. And you can post it on your social media, post it on your Instagram, post it on whatever. Just let people see it. They can see it and say, wow, this exists here in Canada, and they would go purchase and leave a review. When you order things, please leave a review. And that's pretty much how you can help people. Sometimes it doesn't cost you a dime to do it. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'm just going to go through the list of people that attended. All the time, I always say that please, if you're attending, leave a comment, rep yourself in the comment section, because I can't actually see those that are here, except you send a chat. So I'm sorry if I'm not mentioning your name. I'm not ignoring you. I can just only see those that are in the chat section. So I want to say a big thank you to Bernadette Hamilton Reid. Thank you so much for being here. Global Ariana, I see you all the time. She's also a skincare mixologist. So I don't know. I'm just making the words up, but she's also does something similar to what you do as well. And I'm sure she's going to be reaching out to you because you already said to connect me with you. I want to say thank you to Fiki and Darren, Megasi Royale. Thank you so much for joining. May, I see you. Chris A, I see you all the time. And, everybody else that attended, thank you so much. And I hope you can watch this again, at your spare time, replay and catch every single detail. That's the same thing I do because while I'm interviewing, I might not catch all the details, but then I sit down and pick up my black book and rewatch and then note down the important things and start to apply them to myself, which I believe is a good strategy that's been working for me. So thank you so much, as I said, Joyce, and we're going to end the session now. Thank you, everybody. Love and have a fantastic
Thank
week.
you all for tuning in. Thank you so, so much. Everyone that tuned in, thank you for listening to us. Thank you.